right, wanted to let you guys know that tomorrow at 6 p.m. I'm doing an Instagram Live takeover on Bumblebee's account. I love canned salmon. I grew up eating it, and I'm making a recipe that's inspired by my grandma for salmon burgers. So she would always make salmon patties, so it's basically the same concept, except we're putting them on a bun for summertime. So 6 o'clock, they're going to list all the ingredients on their IG. Hi! Little technical difficulties figuring out which way to get this to flip around. I'm Katie Lee doing a takeover here on Bumblebee Foods account. I'm really excited to be with y'all this evening. It is a beautiful evening. I'm here on Long Island and just enjoying the sunshine, and the breeze is blowing. It is really nice here. You might see my husband, that's the kitchen in there. He's moving around in there. I don't know what he's cooking. But tonight we are making salmon burgers with an artichoke aioli. I'm using the canned wild Alaskan red salmon. I love this stuff. I grew up eating the Bumblebee canned salmon. We love this in my household. I always have it in my pantry. In fact, it's kind of funny, the way that I hooked up with Bumblebee was at the beginning of quarantine. I was making a salmon salad on my Instagram, on Katie Lee Kitchen, and they saw it and contacted me. So I'm really excited to be here with them and to be working together. And also, Bumblebee is so great about donating to food banks. They did $1 million donation to Feeding America, and I asked them if they would donate to the food bank for New York City because I'm on the board there, and they gave a huge product donation. So I am just so thrilled to be working with a company like this and to be sharing this recipe with you all. So let's get started. I'm going to show you everything that you need for these. And you can mix and match. You don't have to do this exactly. It's just about getting the basic concept of these burgers. You also can not put them on a bun at all if you don't want to. You can have them just like how my grandma always did it, salmon patties. This is essentially a salmon patty. I'm from West Virginia. And that's what we called them. I'm just putting it on a bun, and now I realize I left the buns in the house, so I'll have to go back for those. So I've got cracker crumbs right here. I just crushed up, these are oyster crackers. You could use just a regular saltine or a butter cracker, or you could use breadcrumbs. My oyster crackers were a little stale, so it was perfect to use those. And since they are salted, just remember that when you do your salt. I've got some celery here, some parsley, some red onion, some bell pepper. I call for red bell pepper in this recipe, but I had orange, so that's what I'm using. I've got some mayonnaise and Dijon mustard here. If you don't have red onion, like shallots would work, or you could even just substitute onion powder if that's what you have. We're also going to need an egg and some lemon. So first things first, I am going to open up my cans of salmon here, and I've got my grill going just about medium heat, and I put a griddle on there. These will stick to a grill, so you want to just put an oven proof skillet or griddle, like an iron skillet on there would work, or just do them in the house in a skillet. But I just figured it was so nice today, I wanted to be outside. So I'm opening 2 cans of my salmon here. Now I use this salmon, like I'll do it salad style with mayonnaise, just like you were making a tuna salad, but use canned salmon. I love that because I get all those good omegas in there. All right, so I'm just gonna open this up. I'm gonna use this bowl just to use as a drain. Now, if you see bones in your can of salmon or skin, do not be afraid. They are so soft from the canning process that they just will mush right into your mixture. You don't even have to worry about taking them out. If there's a big one, you want to take it out, that's fine. Sometimes I take the big ones and I crush them up and put them on my dog's food. But when you're getting those little bones. It's just going to give you more calcium. It's totally fine. And of course, the skin is totally fine as well. All right, so I'm going to put that in with my cracker crumbs. Oops, throwing things around here. All right, here's my second can. Drain that in. There we go. And see, this one has a bigger bone in it. I'm not even going to worry about it because with the fork, it's going to go right into my cracker crumbs. I'm telling you, you do not have to worry. You can also get the boneless, skinless kind, or you can get Bumblebee makes pouches. All right, see that? All that good salmon meat. So I'm going to take my fork, just kind of mush it around in here, and mix it up, flake it. Do y'all have any questions for me? If you got any questions, let me know. I see Val and Kimberly says, what kind of salmon did you use? I used this, the Bumblebee Wild Alaskan Red Salmon. Love this. And you know, buying canned salmon is so much less expensive than when you go and buy the fresh. Let me see if I can. There we go. So it's always good to have in your pantry, especially when you're not going to the store a whole lot. I open it and put it on my salad almost, a couple times a week, definitely. All right, so I'm gonna crack an egg in here. The egg's gonna be what holds it all together. And wouldn't you know, I got a little bit of eggshell in there. And then I'm gonna put my celery in. Bell pepper to it. Anybody else have questions here? I see Mallory asked if I'm going to save this live. I'm not going to save it, but the recipe will be posted here on Bumblebee's account. Okay, the red onions going in, and it's just about a 1/4 cup of each of those. And I'm going to put in some parsley, a couple tablespoons of that. And then the mayonnaise and the Dijon. This is going to really flavor it. So good. Here's my spatula, get all that in there. I love me some mayonnaise. And that's just going to really give us some good flavor. Now I've got a lemon. And I'm going to add some zest here. So always remember to zest the lemon before you juice it. It's a lot easier. And I like to do it right side up like this so that I can see the zest and see that I'm not getting too far down into that white part, because that is the bitter part. Let's see, any questions here? How many burgers will 2 cans make? I think we'll probably get about, depends on how thick you like them. I'd say 4, anywhere from 4 to 6 depending on your thickness. So remember that the salmon's already cooked. We're just cooking it through, heating it through, and there is the raw egg in there, so that's all that really needs to get cooked. All right, so the zest went in, and I'm going to cut my lemon in half, and I'm only going to use the juice of half of it, and we're going to save the other half. Let's see, going on your 4th of July menu, Amanda. Great, thank you. I'm so honored to be part of your 4th of July. This is great, like if somebody doesn't eat meat but they eat fish, it's a great way to have a burger still. All right, there we go. That's all of our ingredients. I'm just going to add some salt and pepper. Remember that your mayonnaise has salt, your cracker crumbs have salt, and the salmon is seasoned, so you don't need a whole lot of salt in this recipe like you normally would when you're making a burger. All right, and I'm going to use my spatula here to just mix the whole thing up. And you can do these in advance. It's actually a good idea to do them in advance and make the patties and let them sit in the refrigerator and set up. But since we're doing it here on Instagram Live, I'm just going to cook them as is. I'm just going to get this really mixed. It looks great, so colorful. This is just like a nice, fresh summer Fresh dill would be delicious in this. So good. And you could also make these into little meatballs and bake them if you wanted to do it as an hors d'oeuvre, and serve it with the aioli that I'm going to make in just a minute. All right, these look great. Now we're just going to make them into some patties. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make them in patties and just put them straight on the grill. All right, so I've got my griddle here, and I'm just going to top it with some oil. So just to recap, I put an iron griddle on top of my grill so that this does not stick. And I'm just taking a brush and brushing the oil on there. There we go. And now let's see, where's my little measuring cup? What I'm going to do is I'm just going to scoop these out. Make a little patty like so. And put it straight on. So my grandma would make salmon patties, and we always had them with spinach and tomato dumplings. So tomato dumplings, I've actually never seen a recipe for. If anybody out there has a recipe for tomato dumplings, send it my way. But it was like a very light, thin tomato sauce, and dumplings like you'd have in chicken and dumplings. They were delicious. I see what kind of oil. You can use olive oil because we're not cooking at a very high heat here. We're cooking at about a medium heat, medium to medium high, or like avocado oil, any kind of vegetable oil would be just fine here. And they just take a couple of minutes to cook. I think we're going to get about 6 patties out of this. I'm doing them by a 1/3 cup. So, 1/3 cup, 6 patties. Now you can make these, just put them in your refrigerator, and then when it's time for the barbecue, bring it on out. Everybody's happy. All right. Here we go. And you're getting such good nutrition in canned salmon. I always think about all the great omega fats that I'm getting from it. Good brain food. My doctor tells me, since I'm pregnant, if you didn't see that I should be eating salmon about twice a week for brain development. All right. I'm going to wipe my hands off. I've got a wet cloth here. So just get all wiped off. And while those are cooking, let's make our aioli. Grill. Okay. In here, I've got mayonnaise, Dijon mustard. I call in this recipe for chopped cornichons. I didn't have any, so I'm actually using pickle relish and capers. And to this, I'm going to add the juice of half of a lemon. That's our other remaining half. So squeeze that in. I love this sauce. This is such a good sauce. And I've got a small jar of marinated artichoke hearts here that I already drained. And we're just going to chop those up and put them in there. So I got the idea for this artichoke aioli from when I was in college. I went to a restaurant that had a salmon burger with artichoke aioli, and I loved it. And ever since then, I've been recreating this recipe. All right, so just chop up your artichoke. And you could use this, you know, if you are just making the salmon patties without buns, this would be great. I like putting it on a bun, put a little arugula on there, or lettuce. You can put a slice of tomato, whatever you are in the mood for. All right, got that all chopped up. Just gonna mix it in. canned wild salmon with artichoke aioli. I'm going to season this with some pepper. I see someone says they avoid artichokes but would love the salmon. You could totally make this without the artichokes. You know what would be great in it? Some jarred roasted red bell pepper would be really good. That would be a good substitute. Okay. Or you could just have it with some other fresh herbs in there. In fact, I have a little leftover parsley. I'm going to put those in there. Parsley's going to be tasty, and I already minced it up, so why not? Okay, that's ready. Now let's flip our burgers. They look great. Oh yeah. Oh, these look so good. As soon as I flip them, I'm gonna bring the camera around so that you guys can see. Oh, this looks great. All right. Can you all see that? See how nice and toasty they are? Okay, I just realized I forgot my buns in the house. Let me grab those real quick. I'm back. I'm very forgetful these days. I've heard that it's called pregnancy brain, and I'm here to tell you I think it's a real thing. All right, let me just clear some space here. I'm so excited to eat this. It's so good. Have any questions? Let's see. Someone says they're surprised that that many salmon burgers came out of 2 cans. Yeah, those cans have more than you think in them, and we also added some other things to it, so it does stretch out. I see someone says they love canned tuna. You could totally make this recipe with canned tuna as well. Someone else, to cheese or not to cheese, that is totally up to you. I say you do you. You know, people, some people say no cheese on seafood, but I think that's more of like an Italian thing. So this isn't an Italian recipe. If you want cheese on it, go for it. Okay, I'm gonna get my burger bun ready. So I'm using potato rolls. I love a potato roll. And I've got some sliced red onion here and some beautiful lettuce that I'm going to put on it as well. My husband is very excited about this recipe coming out too. He is into the salmon patties, salmon burgers. Okie dokie. In fact, I'm going to tell him to grab me a plate to put the rest of them on. Hey honey, will you pass me a regular size plate? To come out and grab some of this stuff up here, just to clear a couple things. All right, I got a plate to put the rest of mine on. And those burgers should be done. Oh yeah, they look great. So you just are looking for a couple minutes aside, that's it. I'm gonna take one, put it right onto my bun, and then I'm going to put the rest here on a plate. Let's see, have you tried Bumblebee tiny shrimp in the can? I haven't, but I would love to try that. That sounds good. Hey honey. Everybody, this is my husband Ryan. Do you care to grab a couple of these things and take it in for me? Because I'm getting real messy real fast.
Shocker.
Whatever you can grab, that's good. Thanks, babe. Right. Don't they look so good? You gotta come try a bite when you want, or I'll bring it in. Okay. These also freeze really well, so if you have extras, wrap them up and freeze them. Turn my grill off. I want y'all to take a look at how good these look. Don't they look great? See how nice and browned they get? So this is kind of the same concept as a crab cake, but as salmon. So, you know, if you like crab cakes, try these. Okay, I've got mine here on the burger. I'm gonna add some of our aioli. To recap, that's just got the artichokes in there, lemon, there is salt and pepper, parsley, pickle, caper, if I didn't already say that. Some garlic in here would be great too if you wanted to add a little pinch of garlic powder. And I'm just going to spread that on the top bun. Y'all see this? Anybody have any questions? Anyone? I love your questions. I like a lot of aioli. All right. I see that someone asked where can they get the recipe. It's going to be posted here on Bumblebee's account. I am going to take a picture of this and send it to them, and then they're going to post it. All right, so I've got some sliced red onion here. You can put whatever burger toppings you like. Someone asked if I ever try grilling the buns. Yes. Sometimes I'll brush them with a little bit of oil and throw them there on the grill. All right, and I'm just using some of this nice little baby lettuce. And let's see, what else do we have on here? What else do I like to make with canned salmon? I love to make salmon salad, these salmon cakes. I'll take just the canned salmon and put it straight onto a salad. It's great in pasta. My mom actually makes a salmon loaf that is a meatloaf, but it's made with canned salmon, and she makes a yogurt dill sauce with it that is to die for. All right, put the top on there. This looks so good. Look at that, guys. Isn't that beautiful? I see Thomas and Kayla get married. He's asking what kind of bun is best. Brioche. Brioche bun will be delicious on this. I'm using potato because I just like how soft it is, and that's what I have. So here it is, using the Bumblebee canned salmon. I was getting ready to say canned tuna. You could use the canned tuna too if you wanted. And I'm going to take a bite of this. Y'all. I'm sorry to eat in front of you, but that is so darn good. You know, having the little crunch of the veggies that are in there, and then the nice caramelization on the outside of the salmon from where it cooked on the griddle, the soft bun, then the aioli, the creamy mayonnaise, a little hint of Dijon in there, the cornichon, well, I used pickle relish, capers. It just all works so nicely together. I just had a thought when I took a bite of it. You could totally turn this into a BLT salmon burger. It would be so good with some crispy bacon on there and tomato. That would be amazing too. I love it. I'm enjoying it. You all can follow me at Katie Lee Kitchen, and I'm gonna have a recipe on my Instagram next week using Bumblebee's canned clams to make a spaghetti with clams that you're gonna love. And this will be posted in just a little bit on Bumblebee's account, so you can have the recipe. I'm so glad you guys joined me this evening. I gotta just show you how it looks right here, if you can see my view. It's beautiful today. We're just having a great time. So I see Beth P. Brannon says, we will try this. We made salmon patties last night with Bumblebee salmon. Awesome. All you have to do is make the same ones and put them on a bun, and you've got a burger. Any last minute questions, anybody? Anyone? No questions? Well, I am just gonna enjoy myself eating this. Ryan better hurry out here and get himself a burger, because I'm taking this eating for two seriously. I'm just gonna go to town here. If only I had some French fries. Oh my gosh, sweet potato fries. That would be so good with it. I see Liz just asked what to serve as a side dish. Sweet potato fries for sure. Well, I loved spending some time with you all. This was really fun. And now my dinner's ready. So I'm pretty lucky over here. Thank you all. Be sure to check back for the recipe and follow me at Katie Lee Kitchen. Thank you, Bumblebee. And thank you again, Bumblebee, for your generous donation to Feeding America and to the Food Bank for New York City. Very much appreciated. Thanks, guys. Bye.